With a brand new episode of FIFA 20 Rebuild Manchester United career mode today. And there's been a few updates. Hopefully the updates have improved the FIFA game, because the FIFA game, I don't know whether you can see, it was broken. You know, and practically what it meant, we saw teams like Arsenal getting relegated. Hopefully that's been fixed. I can't guarantee it has. Apparently, some also things have been fixed in terms of morale. So managers won't get sacked just because team morale is bad. It'll be also done on results, which is fair enough. And the best starting 11s apparently have been fixed as well. So hopefully that is all true. And if it is, well, we're good in the hood, really, aren't we? Because we have a good team then there. And yeah. So this is the rebuild Manchester United career mode, as you can see. That's our squad, as you can see then there. And yeah, let's get on with episode number 2. Now, there's been some, as I say, updates. One of the updates I can show you, as you can see, they've now added in goal difference, which is pretty good. And our goal difference is 34 right now, which is the best in the league, actually. The worst in the league is minus 19 Crystal Palace. So, yeah, you know, pretty shocking from Palace than there. They're minus 19, that's their goal difference, which ain't good. But Arsenal haven't got a good goal difference either. But will that all change? Remember, we're not allowed to play games until you know, we get to a final as such. That is when I'm going to play the games. And yeah, we'll see how it all goes, really. In the final, of course, if we get to a final. But yeah, it looked like them two results went well. 3-0 and a 2-0 win. So yeah, that was a really good performance. And there, by the looks of it, let's now use. We're going to use different squad today. We're going to use that squad, but it looks like they're out. So just going to use this squad. We're not gonna see how it all changes, like see whether morale actually does affect it. But as you can see, we're using this squad mainly right now. And a 2-0 win then there, away from home, which is a very good result indeed. Then we've got another round of 32, Europa League. Yeah. Also, I believe one of the things that failed last year, and I've experienced this in one of my career modes already, is if you get to a certain season, you know, basically what happens is, like, I think it's season 2, like, beyond season 1 it works fine, season 2 it goes all wrong. Basically what happens is, basically it will stop simulating knockout stages of the Champions and Europa League, which is stupid in my opinion, if you were to ask me. Right, Martial's been injured. I don't know how long he's out for. I need to check that, because he's certainly a key player, Martial, in this career mode at the moment. Let's have a look. Let's see, player injured. 2 months then. So yeah, Martial is out. He's done and dusted then for the season. How long is, what's his name, out for? Dembele. Dembele's out for less time. Hopefully Dembele can make a return soon to the squad. Let's have a look. Or do we give Mason Greenwood his golden opportunity to start? Let's see. Dembele going to be out for how long? Fit in 4 weeks. So for now, we're going to have to then play Mason Greenwood. And yeah, Mason Greenwood will get then his start in this squad. We're going to have to play Rashford over Martial. So Martial's out for 2 months. So basically, Dembele will come back before Martial, effectively here. But Mason Greenwood is going then to get that, I guess, opportunity to then start as our, well, one of the main starting 11s. We can't pick Dembele because he's injured for the next 4 weeks. We can't pick anyone else. So yeah, you know, overall. But right, final. So first final is upon us then. Sheffield Wednesday. We will play this match then. And yeah, let's see what we can do against Sheffield Wednesday, of course. Which kit should we use? Can't use red and white, that'd be a bit too distracting. I'll use the nice lime green. That is a quite nice kit anyway, regardless what you think. So, yeah, first final of the season then, and of this rebuild Manchester United career mode is then underway. And I tell you what, if we win this first final, it'd be a decent way to start, I guess, the career mode overall, or this rebuild Manchester United's career mode overall, because it just means, you know, we've taken a title in our first season, we've done, well, I guess what would be asked of Manchester United, really. And that's the main thing, really, I guess, if you look at it from that perspective overall. Like, you know, Manchester United are a team that should win trophies, in truth. And yeah, that was easy, I'll tell you that now. That was very easy. But yeah, you know, overall, so we've got the excellent score, which is what we've come for, obviously, here. Sadly, my player can't get to that, which is a bit of a shame. There we go, a bit of a sweaty one. Should we try and get a bit better? Let's have a look, see if we can try and improve that, see if we can do any better. Or is that the max? Well, that was a good start. Very good start so far. 2 out of 2. 3 out of 3. Excellent start so far. Ah, that time. Losing ball. But so far, 4 out of 4 for Pogba. Let's see if we can improve. If this goes beyond 18,000, it would be an improvement overall. I don't think it will. I'm not too sure, actually. That's weird, though, because we got, we had a better, score. I think we scored more times there, yet we scored less points. Bit odd then, there.
Like a final of a cup competition.
Here we go, then.
We've got a great one here. I'm sure all the signs are good. All the omens are good. The teams are certainly very good, and the players involved as well. We're moments away. Join us for the kickoff, and it's live.
So,
Hi there, everybody. A domestic trophy is up for grabs today. A fine piece of silverware. The Carabao
here we go.
Cup. Martin Tyler here, along with Alan Smith.
For the first match of the day, and for our first final, as this rebuild Manchester United series continues, then today, and on to Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood picks up the ball into Rashford, but not quite getting it then there.
This is then the Manchester United lineup.
Carabao Cup.
Starts in goal. Paul Pogba starts.
Sheffield United
good form.
Going to be a difficult team to beat, no doubt about that. Back to Mason Greenwood, into Rashford, then on to Jesse Lingard. That'd be offside for Bell anyway, so either way it would be no good, regardless what happened there.
Theme, really, isn't it?
But neither here or there.
Instead of a back three, he's going to have a back five.
So
those wide
whipped
wing backs, as we would
by
call
the
them.
Sheffield United player.
More defensive. I think he's a bit fearful of the opposition.
Cut out by the Manchester United defence.
I know he likes to try and convince us that those.
On to Lingard, Jesse Lingard. Can Lingard score? It's an opportunity, but just goes wide of the post. And yeah, not quite. Then there, despite the good effort, the good shot on, well, off target, but it was a good opportunity, a good break from Lingard. And that's what you want, really.
These two in particular, I think, today, Alan.
I love watching
so, nice
this pair
tackle.
play. They haven't disappointed this season. They've
out for
been the most threatening players for me, for both their teams.
Norwood.
Now, I was watching Geordie, I think it's Geordie Shaw, the football channel. Really, really good football channel, I must say. I watch it all the time, quite frankly. probably one of the best football channels and football pundits all the time. But I was seeing one of her reviews on FIFA, and it was a good review, don't get me wrong, but it said so many truths, actually, tying back, looking on it, about how we compare FIFA. We always compare FIFA to the last FIFA. We don't compare FIFA to real life. And if you compare FIFA to real life, actually, okay, I see what they mean. You know, some of the things you see in FIFA, you wouldn't see in necessarily real life. So, yeah, you know, obviously I get where they're coming from. But, yeah, you know, I honestly agree with them on that point, to tell you the truth. But if you look at FIFA, then compare it to real life, in terms of how it is, it's very, how could you put it, messy, I would say. It's not like you're playing or you feel like you're doing the right thing. There's no pattern of play, really. Like, you know, it's just knocking the ball to wherever the momentum is, really. And unlike real football, in real football, you're playing with patterns, playing styles, like you're playing triangles, okay, but here in FIFA, clearly that's not the case, and I really do understand that now, looking at it, because when they were saying it at the time, okay, I thought, what are they on about, are they okay, sort of thing. I was questioning what they were saying, if you understand where I'm coming from, but looking at it now, I see what they're on about, I see where they're coming from, and I honestly do agree with them that there is no playing patterns like to it. You're not creating triangles or anything. You're just, you know, playing it where the momentum is. So right now the momentum there was in Sheffield Town. So you have to play a bit defensively if that makes sense. Right now, as you can see, like, even with tackles, like, or interceptions, like, as you can see, right, momentum right now is very neutral, whereas here, okay, right now it's very much in their half, but, right, there we go, now we're on the counter-attack, and as you can see, momentum sort of slowing down, but then I see Bell on the run there, you see what I mean? So, you know, that's what I'm trying to say, but anyway. Good result for Manchester United, it must be said, by the way, on Sunday night, 1-0 to Liverpool. That's, in my opinion, a very good result for Manchester United. They'll be happy with that, I'm sure. Well, I wouldn't be happy if I was a Man United fan with a 1-1 draw against Liverpool. I'd be fumed. But, yeah. And I was joking with someone the other day who's a Liverpool supporter. They didn't know what time the game was on. I was pretending on Google, because I don't know whether you guys know, but you can check the live score of a match on Google. I'm pretty sure that doesn't surprise you, but, you know, I was joking with them, saying, oh, it's 1-0 Man United, and it turns out Man United scored the first goal, so my joke turned into a reality, or for that person it did anyway. But yeah, you know, obviously not a bad result for Man U. I'm pretty sure they'll be happy with the result overall. It was a good scoreline, actually. When you look at that scoreline, Man United won, Liverpool won. I think it reflected the game. I don't think it necessarily reflected the teams. And I think, you know, the teams as they are, like, it ain't a 1-1 fixture, that ain't. You know, it's a bit like Chelsea. When Chelsea lost 4-0 to Manchester United, I think the scoreline reflected the game, necessarily, but it didn't reflect the quality of the team that Man United were playing. Like, you know, realistically, it probably should have been maybe a 2-0 victory to Chelsea. Because if you look at what happened at 2-0, when we went 2-0 up, Man United went 2-0 up, it was more or less the Chelsea players stopped playing, they just gave up and reserved the energy for another day. They knew the match was lost, if that makes sense. And
Simple save for.
I don't know whether that actually was the case, but from what I saw on TV, to me it just looked like the players thought, look, let's just give up, let's let Man United now batter us, and, you know, just wait for another day, you know, really. And I don't know whether that actually happens. I know in Formula 1 it happens, where, obviously, winner driver, we saw it, I think it was at the Australian Grand Prix in 2018. Vettel got ahead of Hamilton, but after a while, Hamilton just gave up, you know, around with, I think it was 5 laps to go. He just called in the white flag and, you know, decided to hold, or decided to just save the energy for another day, save the engine sort of thing. And in the end, it was a clever tactic because, you know, well, he won the championship that season. I'm not saying Chelsea will win the championship, but you get what I mean. Whereas with Liverpool, I think that wasn't necessarily a 1-1 game, but I think that game was 1-1, if that makes sense. But the team performance was, or the team ability should have really been, you know, a better scoreline for Liverpool, really. So Liverpool will be a bit disappointed, but it's now about how Liverpool reacts to that. Will Liverpool, you know, start to, you know, crack now because of that, you know, one draw? Will they go on a series of draws? Will teams, you know, let's say, play a bit more attacking towards, you know, let's say the Liverpool team? Or, let's say, not fear Liverpool as much? Or will teams, you know, actually play, you know, into...
Coming really deep forward to get
or
on
will
the ball.
teams not play
really
that good, or will Liverpool come back strong? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's now about how Liverpool reacts to that defeat, not defeat, but draw. And Liverpool got to react to it, because otherwise, before you know it, it's a 6-point gap now still, so it's still 2 wins, there's still 2 wins safe over Man City, but it's very much now, well, I'm not saying Premier League back on, or Championship back on, but it's very much a bit closer than it was before, and, you know, it's very much closer. For Man United, however, I think it will be about continuing that momentum now, telling themselves, look, we can match a team like Liverpool, we can beat a team like Chelsea, we've got to beat a team like, we've got to beat a team now like Norwich or some team like that. You know, that's what Man United's got to tell themselves now. Anyway, we've got penalties here.
First penalty.
But yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I think this team is the worst Manchester United team I've ever witnessed. And, you know, the thing that I think wrong with Man United, I don't want to blame necessarily, you know, I don't want to necessarily blame, you know, how can I put it, Sir Alex Ferguson, but I do think Sir Alex Ferguson is the reason why Man United are in this position, as we currently see it. Like, because, you know, let me explain further why I think Sir Alex is the fault for this. Okay, and just have a think about it all. Okay, Sir Alex Ferguson left United in 2013. Look at who he recruited. Robin van Persie. Okay, was Robin van Persie at the time going to be Man United's star player for, let's say, 5 years? Of course not. Man United needed a young set of players 5 years ago. What Ollie's doing now, he's bringing that young set of players, okay, to obviously Man United. Okay, if you look at who he's brought in, he's bringing them young set of players. And all I think he needs to do now is probably just bring a few quality players. And Man United, I wouldn't say are necessarily as far from the title maybe as they think. I think from top 4, they're only maybe 3 players short overall. I think they need a better right back, okay? Someone better than, I think, Ashley Young, 100%. And I think most, if not all, people would agree with that. They definitely need someone, just someone better than Ashley Young, okay? They need someone better than, obviously, I think, they certainly need someone better than Ashley Young. They need someone better than, probably, who else would I put in that group of lads? They need some better substitutes. So they don't really want, yes, okay, maybe keep Mason Greenwood as one of your substitutes, but what I'm trying to say, you don't want necessarily Mason Greenwood being your primary substitute, the man to turn to when you're 1-0 down against a top 4 team, if you understand where I'm coming from. You want someone a bit more experienced, a bit better than that. Maybe trying to attract someone better with a bit more skill level, a better skill level overall. So it really is difficult to tell what Man United need right now. Who would I bring in? I'm not going to talk about who I would bring in if I was Manchester United manager, because there's so many players I would bring in, but that won't ever come to Man United. Let's face that reality. I would bring in a load of quality players, Messi if I could, but, you know, look, I don't really care. Like, the way I see it, all I think Man United need, they need probably a midfielder, someone who could maybe be better than Pogba. Because Pogba isn't the man for the job, I don't think, personally. You've seen enough of him. How many times do you have to see the same old crap before you come to a decision Pogba is the wrong man to be your star player, to be that lead player? I would say you only need to see it once or twice before you should be able to make a decision, if that makes sense. You need someone better than Dan James. Dan James, yes, he's good, but is he a Man United star player? Of course not. Come on, he's what? I think he's 18 years old, and you're giving him the responsibility almost as captain, as your best player on the pitch. Harry Maguire, now he was a good buy in my opinion. Harry Maguire was a very good buy overall. Not because I like Harry Maguire, but because I think Harry Maguire is a really good player overall. If you look at Harry Maguire, compare him to other players maybe, you know, in that dressing room, he is probably the only leader in that dressing room. And I think he should be your captain, or David De Gea. You know, David De Gea or, you know, Harry Maguire. I know Harry Maguire is very fresh still to the squad, but forget whether he's fresh. At the end of the day, he's fresh for the right reasons, and he's doing the job on the pitch. Isn't that what counts? If you do the job on the pitch, then surely that's what should count. Not if you do the job off the pitch. If you do the job off the pitch, fair enough. At least you're doing it as well. But if you do the job on the pitch, then you get double credits for me. You know, overall sort of thing. So yeah, look, it's a tough one. I wouldn't like being in Man United's position. It's easier to play FIFA and rebuild the squad. Ollie should learn that, you know, that he's got a tough job ahead of him, really. And yeah, it's not an easy job for Harry Maguire. Or for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's got a very tough job overall, I would say. But yeah, you know, overall. Anyway, Chelsea, a lot better result at the weekend. 1-0 win against Newcastle. And you know, Chelsea, I think they should be happy with that overall. With that result, 1-0. You can't really complain, can you really? I don't see how you could complain with a 1-0 win against Newcastle. We did the result. We did what was needed to be done on and off the pitch, which I think is fair play to the lads. I really do think so. And yeah, you know, we won the game. You know, overall, we got the victory we were looking for. So yeah, you know, overall, I would be, well, I'm pretty happy now. That looking better, ain't it? So, by the looks of it, yes, they have fixed it. By the looks, not saying they have, but Liverpool now really making ends meet, and it looks like West Ham and Norwich are sort of going down. Arsenal out of the relegation zone. Oh, hiccup there. But yeah, Southampton, Crystal Palace. I guess them two teams could be relegated in real life. I guess that depends. I don't know whether you would agree with that, but yeah, looking, I would say overall much more better and more consistent, shall I say. But next one, huge game against Paris Saint-Germain. Obviously, yeah, that'll be a big one, a biggie overall. But yeah, Chelsea 1-0 at the weekend to Newcastle. Marcus Alonso with the goal. And look, I think actually that Chelsea game could have ended 3-4-0. I think, realistically, when you look at it, it wasn't necessarily a reflective game of Chelsea's match, performance. Chelsea did perform well and did do a good job, I think, on the pitch overall. And, I think it could have ended a lot better than it actually did. I think, overall, in a way, to a degree, I think, the team that was put out there, oh dear, jeez, we got absolutely smashed by Paris Saint-Germain. I never even knew Paris Saint-Germain was in the Europa League this year. I have to check that, see if that is even the case. I thought Paris Saint-Germain would be... Oh, unless they got knocked out. Yeah, I know what happened. They got third place. Ain't it? They must have. Because that would make sense. Yeah. I thought Paris Saint-Germain... Because this is the first season of career mode, by what you're watching right now. So yeah, Paris Saint-Germain must have got knocked out of the Champions League and must have finished third. Because if you finish third, you get put down into the Europa League. Obviously, so yeah, that must have been the case, really. I couldn't think of anything else, I don't know about you, of how, somehow Paris Saint-Germain has ended up playing us in this final, which obviously don't make sense, but we are out of the UEFA Europa League. I'm not too concerned, because we're going to be in Champions League anyway, so yeah, it's a bit of a blow, if that makes sense, but it's nothing more than a little blow. And we're playing Tottenham anyway in that final game. So, yeah, final game of the season. We're going to win Premier League. We're going to be back in the Champions League next season. But, yeah, obviously for Season 2 of this Manchester United Rebuild Career Mode series. And, yeah. But as I was saying, I think Chelsea do have a good manager. I still don't think, it's necessarily, we shouldn't get too distracted. We still got to get the results to come, which is happening right now. But I do think, yeah, we do have a good manager. Now, another defeat for Arsenal away from home. Bit of a disappointment one if you're an Arsenal fan last night. Not if you're a Chelsea fan, because it means officially on Tuesday morning, as we woke up, we are officially a top 4 club once again. And yeah, look, what's I find funny about this, everyone was fearing the departure of Eden Hazard, and rightly so. We were losing our best player, overall. But even though we were probably right to have immediate concerns, realistically, we should have had anything but immediate concerns, knowing what we know now, that we're in the top 4. Okay, we've got to, sing its praise whilst it lasts. But I do think, actually, overall, we've done a very, very good job this season. Overall, if you look at it, from that perspective, I think we've done a good job anyway so far this season, and we're playing good football. And quite frankly, it wouldn't surprise me if we finish third in the league this season once again, because, I don't think we're going to beat the likes of Manchester City. I think, that would be a miracle if we did. And if we did beat the likes of City, it would be a very, very good result overall. But I just don't see it happening. I don't know about you, whether you see Manchester City, being beaten by, obviously our team in Chelsea. But maybe in a couple of seasons, I could see it happening if Pep Guardiola wasn't at the team or anything like that. I could see, you know, obviously it actually happening if obviously if Chelsea you know, was on this rise and Man City was on the up. And that's what it feels like right now. It feels like whilst Liverpool may be the best team at the moment, it feels like we're joining that group now, in my opinion. That's what it feels like to me, that we're joining that group, that band, should I say, of that team of Man City, where we're now on this upward spiral period where we're starting to gain that momentum once again, and we're starting to come to the forefront of English football. I'm not going to quite say European football. I think there's a long way to go still to that sort of avenue, but I do think we are on the up a little bit with these group of players, because, you know, just look at Tomori, look at Abraham, look at Mount. They are doing the job. Even in that, you know, fixture against Newcastle, they could have scored so many times. Quite frankly, all of them could have. It was just a shame we didn't get more goals, and that's the only thing. I think we weren't clinical enough in front of goal, but we took our opportunity, and when it came, we took it, and we took it well. Marcus Alonso did anyway. So we did take one opportunity. We got the opportunities. The opportunities kept on coming. We kept on making play, and we had 72% of the ball. Just to let you know that 72% of the ball, which is quite a lot of possession overall. Basically, for most of the game, Newcastle barely got a touch of the ball. So we were playing like Real Madrid, quite frankly, and yeah, in fact we were playing better than Real Madrid. But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, we certainly do play good football, and we can play.
In the Emirates
but anyway,
Cup this season. It is the
here we
final,
go then.
of course. Two terrific
So Dan
teams
James will
about
lift
to
the
go
trophy if we win.
head-to-head. Stay with
But
us.
here we
We'll
go. So
have
this is the
every
final
kick of the
game.
ball.
After this, we'll
Manchester
skip the
United
season
take on
to
Tottenham,
we'll
and
make
it's
maybe
on.
one or two transfers. And yeah, hopefully season 2. Well, season 1 couldn't really get much better, could it really? Apart from winning the Europa League. But we could do the domestic triple. Only Man City has ever done that, as you guys know. And they did that last season.
In the final of
But
this
yeah.
cup competition in my playing days a few years ago now, but you know,
With great vision here.
So on to Greenwood.
The ball's loose.
Not quite.
Goalkeeper made the save, but he couldn't hold it.
So
This is then the Manchester United lineup. Sergio Romero plays in goal. Eric Bailly plays. We go in front now. Can he do it?
oh,
The dream of scoring
is that
in the FA Cup
onside?
final is
I
not
believe it
true.
is.
He's
Dembele.
scoring in the match.
well, that one is for the scrapbook. He won't forget that for the rest
Just
of his life.
onside, and that's
Well,
a
it looks
1-0.
simple, but this lad has got a great instinct of drifting into space, being in the right place at the right time.
So there we go, 1-0. Then on the score sheets over Spurs. Then, and obviously that's a good result.
Forward in this wide area. Intercepted well. Part of Harry
Intercepted
Kane's
by Harry
makeup
Kane.
to drive
Harry
the
Kane
opposition
on
back.
the attack,
He's
but not
moving
going to be.
forward well. He's
That's
way
our
off
for a
target.
goal kick. So
Wan-Bissaka.
1-0.
Now James. Greenwood. Pogba. Now can they make this count? Keeping the ball well in a dangerous area now.
On to Matic.
It looked a certain goal until the defender managed
Also,
to get
Newcastle,
some
by the
contact.
way,
That's just instinct.
just for any
But they
Newcastle
top
fans
defenders.
who ever listen to this, by the way, you know, you do have a good team this season, and even without Rafa Benitez, I do think you're going to
Couldn't keep it
stay
in
up.
play, it's gone out for a throw.
And that's no joke. The way they played so far this season,
First
Rafa
to
Benitez,
push out
well,
now.
under Steve Bruce, they are
No
playing
support
good football
really
right now,
with the deliverer
Newcastle.
of the cross. It's a
And
wasted
I
ball
do
into
think
the box.
Newcastle should finish at least 17th. Anywhere from
Dembele.
17th to 13th, I think, Newcastle can finish. It's just about getting them results, I think, for
Matic.
Newcastle. You know.
No advantage here. The
And
referee
Newcastle,
stopped
don't
it
forget,
for
have had
offside.
probably one of the toughest starts to the season overall. Out of the first 9 games, I think they've played, they've played
Nemanja
Tottenham,
Matic.
they've played
Dembele.
Man United, and they've played Chelsea. So effectively, I think they've played like 3 of the 4 top teams.
After this half clearance.
Now, also talking about Arsenal, they were shocking last night. And yeah, you know, I was watching some Arsenal fan TV, okay, last night, by the way.
Quickly there.
And quite frankly, I find it funny how people saying Emery should go. And, you know, right, to one degree, I don't think Emery is the right man for the job necessarily. I do agree with some of them. The question I've got for Arsenal fans, do you want to get into this revolving door of swapping managers every 2 years? Like, yes, okay, Emery hasn't, let's say, got the best out of you, which is fair enough. I understand. I completely, you know, relate to that. You know, he isn't, well, is Man United going to, is Arsenal going to finish inside the top 4?
Now, after the ball's gone out.
Maybe if there was a better manager, they could, for sure. But at the same time, look at the squad Arsenal have. You know, Arsenal do not have the squad, in my opinion, overall. Arsenal really do not have a squad to finish top 4. Really, I think top 6 is plausible, top 4 not plausible. Man United have a better chance of finishing top 4, in my opinion, than Arsenal. And that's the truth of it. If Arsenal beat Tottenham, if they beat Man United, okay, and they finish 5th, I think that's a very good result for, you know, Arsenal this season, quite frankly. If they manage to finish top 4 with Chelsea, I think that'd be a very good result as well. But I don't see it happening. I really, really don't. I honestly think the top 4 this season is going to be... I'm not going to say who's going to finish first, because that could be either Liverpool or City. And I think City could still finish first. Let's not rule out Man City yet. But who will finish 3rd and 4th, I think will be Chelsea, then Leicester City, then Arsenal. And I think it'll be very close between Leicester City and Arsenal. Very, very close, actually. I don't know how close, but I think it could be like a point difference. That could be the difference, really, between 4th and 5th. I think between 3rd and 4th, I think it'll be about 5 or 6 points. Okay, that'll be the difference. Could be even more. I could be actually, well, it could be a lot more than that. But certainly between, you know, Arsenal and Leicester, I think it's going to be a good, well, maybe only 1 to 2 points different. I don't see too much of a difference between the teams overall. But yeah, I don't know what you guys think. I personally think, you know, that it's going to be very, very close between Arsenal and Leicester City. But, as I say, I don't think Arsenal are a top 4 squad. If you look at the squad, if you look at the players they've got, do they have half of the players in the Tottenham Hotspur squad? No. Tottenham Hotspur is a top 4 squad. But right now, they're performing like a midfield squad. That's what they're doing right now. But there's no doubt in my mind, Tottenham Hotspur, when they come, they will come thick and fast, if that makes sense. They will go on like a run of wins, okay? But, oh, this is a beautiful through ball. And it's a goal. Dembele gets his 2nd goal of the game.
Well, he's doubled up here with his 2nd goal. And he took it in excellent style, just like the first one. You can see a slightly different viewpoint on it.
As I was saying, I don't know whether you guys agree with that. I think, you know, as I say, I think, you know, Man United do have a good squad, but it's just about using that squad for me. And for me, Man United do... Tottenham do have a good squad, but for me, Arsenal... don't have a good squad. And when Tottenham comes, they will come thick and fast with that squad, if they come. And it may take a change of manager, I actually think. I don't know whether Pochettino will be sacked or whether or not he will go. But yeah, I do think, I don't know, I get in the sense Pochettino's time at Tottenham could be ending. It does feel like the end is near. With, you know, maybe Pochettino, you know, and with Emery, like, I think he's got to capitalise on that, you know, moment. With Tottenham, he's got to take that swing of momentum. Well, and I think that's what Chelsea are doing right now. They're taking the swing of momentum, what's going on at Tottenham, quite well, in terms of how we're performing. Like, you know, our players are as well.
Well, now they've got the ball, what are they going to do with it?
But yeah, next game for Arsenal,
they are being
I'm not too sure, but I believe next game for Liverpool is Tottenham at home. But I think Liverpool should win that one. Actually, I don't see anything but a win. Because, right, Man United, to go away from home to Old Trafford, it's a difficult place to go, Old Trafford. We saw it with Chelsea, even Arsenal, they struggled away from home. You know, let's not forget, you know, Man United are still a very difficult team. They're not like, I don't think, when fans have said, like, I've heard some fans saying, oh, we're going to get relegated, or we're in a relegation battle. Are you hell in any relegation battle? You're far from relegation. Okay, yes, you may have not started well, but we're only 9 games in. Okay? If we look at how many points you could have taken from 9 games, okay, I believe it's 27 points so far have been on offer. Only Liverpool have managed to score 25. Okay, which is too shy of the maximum possible amount. Okay? Now, if you think of it that way, okay, you've only scored then 1/3, okay, roughly, of that possible. You've scored 1/3 of points. Okay? Now, if you continue that, scoring 1/3 of points every 9 games, okay, by match day, you know, 18, you've got 18 points. That's not relegation form, trust me. You know, for sure, if maybe you had less points, let's say you had maybe the same amount of Tottenham, Watford points, fine. I get what you're saying. I hear you, but you're not in relegation form yet. And there we go. That is then that. So we have done the triple treble then there, which is good for us. Then there. So yeah, we have won. Then the FA Cup then, which is a good result overall. I think we'll take that. Well, we've got to take that really, haven't we? You know. So yeah. So obviously what we'll do, we'll skip to the June, and then we'll obviously end it after we've made how many signings? After we've made our first few signings of the season, we'll end the video. And yeah, hopefully we'll make a few good signings. And yeah, hopefully it'll be a good day. So we'll end the season now. So as you can see, we've obviously met our goals. So we're going to be kept for another season. So hopefully. So, obviously, now it's time to, obviously, make some, obviously, transfers, here. Hopefully we can make some good ones. So, right, what do we need this season? Right, let's have a look. Right, so, midfield, I think, is a must. Okay? We're also gonna bring in Dembele now, 100%. Gonna play Dembele and Martial, okay, up front. I'm happy with the back. Okay, I think we got a good good defense, just about. I'm gonna obviously make some changes for the other squad. So our B squad gets playtime, of course. So obviously gonna have Bale. Obviously Sanchez, really? No, Sanchez played. Where's Bale? Where's Gareth Bale? Where's Bale on the same pitch as Dembele? And we're gonna have Fred. So right. So yeah, midfield probably his weakest area, ain't it? I would say for the United squad. So if we improve that, maybe try and get a defensive player. That'd be a pretty decent squad. So let's see if we can do that. So we need to have a look at some midfielders. Right, I'm gonna have a look at first other leagues before we look at just our league. So gonna scout a few players from Monaco. Maybe Monaco could have a few good players. Usually do. 83 is not bad, but not the player we're looking for. We're looking for, by the way, world-class players. So we're not just looking for any old player. We're looking for the best of the best, should I say, hopefully. So yeah, we want good players, not just any old player that will do the job. Because a lot of players, don't get me wrong, could bring in this player, but is he the right player for the team? He's 87 overall, he's only going to have 5 years, he brings experience. yeah, he could be the right player for our squad. I don't know. We have to judge that as it comes. But also, he may not be the right player. We've got to also think about that if he's not. So yeah, we got to really think long and hard. Who is the right player? What player are we looking for? Are we looking for a player that is just average? Are we looking for a player like what are we looking for? That's what I'm trying to say. Who do we want in our squad? And if so, how are they going to fit into the squad as well? That's also another important factor we've got to ask ourselves. And if we ask ourselves them questions, we usually create a decent squad, I believe, anyway. So yeah, we're looking obviously for the best players as well, as I say. So yeah, that's what we're looking for, and hopefully we can do that. So like if we can do that, and that's great. If not, problems. Right. That goes through Atrium. It's a bit of a shame actually this year. They didn't include the badge in the in the actual Juventus squad. That's a bit of a shame, I find, this year. I don't know whether any of you guys find it a bit of a shame, because Juventus, look, there's no denying it, they're one of, Europe's great teams, and I know it's all to do with licensing and all of that. It's the same with Formula 1 games, ain't it, if you know what I mean. It's always to do with the licensing, but nonetheless, it still doesn't mean it ain't a shame. And if you're a PS4 player, not even if you can even mod it, so you have to live with that for however long it'll be like that. It could be a year, it could be 2 years, it could be 3 years, it could be forever, just don't know. It's a bit of a shame though. I'd actually like if you could mod games on PS4. I know some people have actually sent me messages on PlayStation saying, "Oh, I can mod games," probably hackers or something. Obviously, never ever, by the way, let people hack you, sort of thing, if you know what I mean, or don't let people tell you, if someone tells you, "Oh, we can do this," walk away, because 9 times out of 10 modding is impossible to do on PS4, over, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it don't matter though, too much. Any other players want from this squad? No. Have a look at Spain now, quickly, and then we'll choose the players that we should bring in, obviously. Now, another team that always delivers good players is this team here. I always find, when it comes to, if you're looking for a good player, you know, this is the team to come to sometimes. Literally, as you can see, look, 87 overall, Sol, very good player, and you see what I mean. They do have some world-class talents at Atletico Madrid. Maybe not quite now. They're maybe not the team they used to be of 5-6 years ago. I think they were better 5-6 years ago, but they're still a very good squad. You have to credit them where it's all credit due. Overall, but yeah. You know, Frankie De Jong, he's a star of the future, 100%. One of the best in world football, as you guys know. Pretty sure. Probably don't need me to tell you that. You probably already know it if you're a football fan. I'm pretty sure, confident in that. But if you're not a football fan, then at least you know who has one of the best squads or one of the best players. Now, Thibaut Courtois, You know, he's always been a niggly one at Real Madrid since he's ever left. But so has Hazard, actually. He hasn't had a great start to his Real Madrid career overall. Only 1 goal, 1 assist so far this season for Real Madrid, which isn't the best of records, if you know what I mean. Overall, it's a terrible record, actually, when you think of it. Yeah, you know, I don't know. Is he any... Look, I don't want to... I know Real Madrid is a good team, but is he the right player for Real Madrid, if that makes sense? You know, yes, he's a world-class player. You know, he's probably one of the best in his position. But is he the right player for Real Madrid? And is Real Madrid the right place for him? I always ask that. You know, there are sometimes some players just don't get on at certain teams, and you know, maybe Real Madrid isn't or wasn't the right place for, you know, him, maybe. I don't know. It's a difficult one to tell sometimes. But anyway, so we're going to skip forward maybe about 15 days to the end of pre-season. So yeah, you know, then hopefully by then we should have a bit more intel. So, obviously, that's pre-season more or less done. 2-1, 3-0, okay, so it looked like a pretty good pre-season overall. Let's see whether or not we've found out. Just wanted to skip forward a few days. How long till we find out? Oh, in fact, we're just going to make signings now. Right. I said we needed a... how much money do we have in the pot, actually, quickly? Transfer budget 322 million. So, okay, we do have a fair amount actually to go spending with. Really, we can go on a bit of a shop. Right, who do I bring? I'm gonna go for Julian Bandit actually. Not because Julian's my name, but you know, obviously Julian Bandit. You know, Julian and Julian will play. I'll be the manager. He'll be the, you know, player. So, yep. So they want 98 mil. If we can get them down to 78, that'd be a decent deal. So, let's see. There we go. So, 1 player will be coming, at least. And I think we're going to get Jadon Sancho. Try and get Jadon Sancho. That'd be a good lineup. Pogba, Jadon, and obviously, that'd be a very good lineup, actually. 60 mil, let's see. 87, so. How about 77? Let's see. 87. 80? Right. Here we go then, let's sign now our new players, of course. Julian Bandit and obviously Jadon Sancho, who will both play for Manchester United. Give them both 5-year contracts because they're both quality players and will be key players in 5 years. So, yeah, the world's best, in fact, they will be. So, if we give them good deals, they should stay for a long time, and yeah, it suits us giving them a good deal as well. So yeah, so Jadon Sancho will be the next man in the door, should I say? And actually, you didn't get bad prices for both of them, 77 and 80. roughly around the same price. So yeah. So Jadon Sancho is going to be in the Manchester United club. So I want to remove bonus. I'll keep his sign-on bonus. I'm happy with that. Okay, he wants a bit more wage. Fair enough. 89,000 for 5 years. Cheap as hell. Then there. So, I think we go for 2 centre backs now. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 1 centre back for now. But here we go then. So let's see if we can get a decent centre back. One of the world's best, of course. 90 mil. There we go. So we've got Matthias de Ligt then at obviously Manchester United. So really, this squad, I would say, it's gone in 1 season, or in the space of 1 season, from an average Premier League decent side to probably now a title winning side. And this is the type of signings Man United will have to make. Like, maybe not necessarily these players, if they can find someone else, you know, who is just as good, but these are the type of players Man United need right now. These are genuinely they need. I tell you what, if I was a Manchester United manager and I was making these signings, I'll tell you what, Man United would be absolutely beautiful as a club. The fans would be singing my name. You know, you can just imagine it all now, can't you? Yeah, you know, it'd be a brilliant for you know, us. So yeah. So anyway, Sancho is gonna play for Mata. Brandit gonna play for Lingard. Lingard's gonna be off the bench in replacement for Matthias de Ligt. Fred's gonna come up then there. This may take a while to sort out, but yeah, this will be then the end of today's video, by the way, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this Manchester United rebuild series. As you can see, it is coming along now. You can really tell we're starting to make a bit of progress in terms of the players we're getting, the players we're signed. And yeah, does that, or does it not, look like a much better squad? And actually, if we have a look, how many of the players were here, you know, in this starting 11 that were not, okay, you know, let's say Man United players before. So you only had Rashford, Martial, Pogba, Maguire. That's 4 players. The rest, oh yeah, and Diego. The rest, Dembele, Brandit, Sancho, de Ligt, Kimmich, and Alaba are all new players. Plus, okay, so how many of that? That's 4, 5, 6, 6. Plus, we've also brought in Fred, okay, and no, not Fred, sorry, Bale. So that's around 8 new players we've brought in. Effectively, we've reinvented the Manchester United squad, the whole squad. We've reinvented, really. As a whole, like, you couldn't get any better really than this overall. I don't think you could. Like, you know, overall, like, well, this squad is now a squad, and it's now got a bit of depth to it as well. But that's how long it is going to take probably for, you know, overall, for this squad to become anything likewise. Like, overall, I don't see the squad necessarily doing this in a night or a day, if that makes sense. I see it taking this long. But anyway, so that's the end of today's video. I hope you have enjoyed it then. Please leave it a like if you have, and until the next one, guys, see you all next time.